Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives you?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. We're here for episode number 55. My name is Christian Dragonetti, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friend and Australian PJ professional, Mr. Joel Mitchell. Jolie, mate, what's going on?
A lot, but not at all yet. So much, but not enough.
Wow.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No.
So much coming up.
Yes.
But right now, as of we're recording, not much just yet.
We've just spent the better half of the last 5 minutes going through the calendar over the next little while.
Yeah, exactly.
And holy. Between pro-ams.
I've gone through my
your
schedule.
events.
I'm like, holy fuck.
I'm away for a week.
You are.
I've also got a bit of an extended period of time off work, which is kind of a blessing and a
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah, blessing in disguise. And then we've got the golf day coming up in March.
Yep.
There's a lot happening.
It's like pretty much the second Q school's done.
Oh.
Like I'm like I can go, like I can breathe.
Yeah.
I've checked the schedule up until then, and then away from that.
Yeah.
And then it's like clear. I'm
Yeah.
like, beautiful.
Yeah.
But you know, at this time it just means more golf. That's all. But
Absolutely.
Speaking of golf,
Speaking of the golf day
Yes.
in particular,
Yes.
we have it's full steam ahead. Our
It's
golf day at the end of March.
come along very nicely.
Come along very nicely. I want to give a huge shout out to Mark from Chasing Birdies. He's gone above and beyond
He has.
in the organisation of this day at the end of March, like I've said at Yarrambat.
Yeah.
We're really excited.
I'm as someone that has run a very significant golf day, especially at a golf club.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with just the professionalism about it.
He
It's
doesn't do it
sim-
in half efforts.
No, it's simple. It's no. I'm not going to say it's simple.
No.
But it's going to be a very cruisy day, and the easier the day, the better it's been run.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense? So, like for example, my pro to go off track, my pro-am
Yep.
was such an easy day for everyone because like the team
All
of
the
Rosanna
details.
and myself, like just put our fucking head down and got every detail exactly how we
Perfect.
wanted to. So it just flowed so well, and that's what we'll notice on that day.
Yes. So yeah, no, a massive shout out to Mark,
Yeah.
and just on the golf day as well. There are still very few
Very
limited
few.
spots.
Very few.
We're talking less than half a dozen.
Correct. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So if you still are interested in having a bash with us and coming to have a hit with everyone else on the 30th, please do reach out. Like we've said in the advertisement, it's on our Instagram. You got to be following both us, the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast, and Chasing Birdies Amateur Golf Club Society on Instagram. Message us on Instagram and we can book your spot.
For the day, we do have some very significant sponsors to thank.
Yes,
for,
absolutely.
For the contribution into the day and making it actually quite possible.
Absolutely.
If I'm honest. So
we'd be a pretty big step behind where we are without them.
correct. So for one, Moondog Craft Brewery, H Golf, Wilson Golf, Flat Stick, Clutch and Co, and the one and only Marcus Raptopoulos coaching.
I know.
He's jumped in, and there's going to be a little. I'm not going to say what that involves.
We
but
won't give away as to how each of these sponsors have contributed,
Yeah,
but
you'll see it.
They're all significant.
You'll see it.
You're gonna more than see the contributions that they've made on the day if you're there.
Yeah.
For those people who have confirmed a spot, you might have received a message either from myself through our Instagram page or through Chasing Birdies from Mark, sort of just saying your spot's secured. Here's the details. If you could just flick us through the entry fee,
Yeah, it's just the
ahead of
payments
time.
fee. Yeah.
It's one of those finer details we were discussing before. Getting that sorted so that we don't have to chase people up on the day for money makes a huge difference. So
it just makes
if
the
you
day so
haven't-
much smoother.
If you've booked yourself a spot and you haven't received a message, please do reach out. We'll flick forward those details and we can get it all sorted.
Correct. Yep.
But
100%.
no, Jolly.
It's gonna be good.
I can't wait.
gonna be good.
I just hope we get a good day.
Yeah, it's going to be a chill event, and it's
Yeah.
it's the first time like I've seen a million of these sort of things and
Yeah.
been involved in them and run them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like you've been involved in a couple corporate
Yep.
days and sponsor
Absolutely.
days, but something like this that involves us so significantly, you haven't been involved in quite yet.
Yeah.
and this is one of hopefully very many.
And if you are coming down for the day and you're coming to have a hit,
Yeah.
come and see us. Come and say
Yeah,
hello.
say hello if
Well,
you don't know us personally already.
I think we're teeing off first groups off at maybe like 8 o'clock ish.
Yeah, something like
so
that.
I'll probably be there from about 7.
Yeah, same.
Just
same.
just saying hello to people, hitting a few putts, whatever it might be.
I want to meet some of the guys from the main sponsors. They'll be awesome if
Absolutely.
they're coming down. So that'll be awesome.
Absolutely. So, and even just people who are just tagging along, booked a spot and coming to have a hit.
Correct.
Come and say hello. We'd love to meet you. So promising to be a really interesting and fun day.
Yeah, it will be.
And I hope, like I said previously in other episodes, this is most likely not going to be the last time we do this.
No, if all goes well, we can develop more.
If Mark is keen on having us again, we're
if we don't make a fool of ourselves already.
absolutely, we're more than interested in continuing on this. In this, I reckon it'd be a lot of fun.
Love it.
Absolutely,
Love it.
Now,
Quickly.
head covers.
Yep.
Thank you to everyone who's responded to a few of the stories we've put up on Instagram regarding the head covers. I've been in touch with Big Dog. They've responded. There's a certain number that we have to hit
Yeah, of course.
to trigger
of
a
course.
wholesale price.
Yep.
Once we hit that quota, if we hit that quota, we'll access those cheaper prices. So basically, the more the merrier. If you're thinking about it, right, chuck us a message.
Yeah,
let us know.
Yeah.
I'm happy to cater to a few different people and see how we go.
Unfortunately, with this sort of thing, it might be a bit later than sooner because
Yes.
it is still very, very early doors. So if you are interested, like I said, that you responding and letting us know that you want one, is just gonna. It's just gonna build. It's just gonna build quicker.
It's going to snowball, and I'm going to try and give it as long as I possibly can,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that we can get to those quota,
Exactly.
those wholesale quotas,
Just makes it easy on everyone.
to make it easier on everyone, and ultimately make it cheaper for everyone.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
Because,
That's ultimately we don't want to like these are very, very high quality head covers and can get a little dear because they are so good.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the more obviously you said, the merrier.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, get in.
Get
if you
in,
want one.
message us on Instagram, and we'll be in touch. Recent rounds, Jolly. How'd you go?
My full recent round was on Thursday.
Yep.
But I had pennant yesterday. If that counts.
Okay, yeah, no, that
First round
counts.
of pennant, if
That
that
counts.
counts.
It
Righto.
definitely counts.
We played against Spring Valley at Southern.
Okay.
It was a nice day.
Yeah, it
nice
was.
and warm, sunny. We got rained on after like the fourth hole.
Yeah, what?
For like one, it was like a mill in like
Yesterday
5
was
minutes.
weird.
Bizarre day. Course was good. It's a tale of two nines. Southern's a weird golf course. The back nine's a bit sort of up and over a hill a little bit and up in sort of a bit more tree lined and a bit tighter. You go out into the front nine, it's blowy, bunkers everywhere.
Yeah.
Open as fuck.
Yeah.
Like it's bizarre. Anyway, and I versed one of the boys. He's a tour professional. His name's Sid Nadampali, if you've seen him on a couple of leaderboards. He was tied third or fourth or something after round one at the US Open, the Vic Open.
Oh, cool.
Unfortunately, had a bit of a rougher day the second day. But yeah, he was up on front page of the leaderboard at one stage. Which
That's
was
pretty
awesome.
cool.
And I've lost to him now after yesterday for the third time in a row on the 18th hole.
Oh, you're kidding.
So we've gone down that last hole, either he's been one up or all square.
Yeah.
This is the third time in a row, and he's done me on the last hole.
You're joking.
Credit to him though, he's one of the best putters I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
Like just, and hits it awesome.
Yep.
Of course, hits it, and we've had some very, very, very good matches in
Yep.
the last couple seasons.
Yep.
And I just. Yeah, he seems to just out-putt me for the day.
Yeah.
And like I'm a strong putter, but
you are.
he just hold everything he looks at, and it just annoys the fuck out of me sometimes.
Sees it
but
like a bucket.
just rolls it so good and so consistent. And I'm not going to say that was the only thing that got him over the line. He obviously
Played unreal.
winning one up on the last hole. You're obviously the better player. Like
Yep.
you don't win by playing shit. You know
No.
what I mean? So I think we were both about 3 under par. It was
Okay.
about that because there was very, very few bogeys.
Right.
And there was only one instance, I think, where we had our ball marked and, someone's drained a putt or missed a putt and we've just picked the marker up without hitting the putt in.
Yep.
So it was very, very, very tight all
Yeah,
day. He started birdie, rolling in a 20-footer, 4-footer, and then like a fucking 60-footer from
Oh, wow.
downtown on 12, which is
Yeah,
this
right.
triple tier par 3. He was like bottom left of this like middle top right thing.
Oh, Jesus.
And then boxes it. I'm like, fuck, all right, here we go. So I was, 1 under through 3 and 2 down.
Yeah, right.
And then, got it back to 1 up through 8. So I went on a little tear and made 3 birdies in 4 holes and sort of caught back up. And
Yeah, right.
it was a very good round of golf. So
Good.
it's always good losing to, like I call him a friend. He's like, we don't see each other really at all outside of a pennant match or a tournament or something like that.
But it's friendly every time.
But
we
it's
see him.
friendly. We're having a laugh and we don't take it too serious, but we still want to play some good golf and beat each other. So
Yeah. No, good.
But no, credit to him.
A friendly rivalry.
He did me. If I played poorly and got done 5 and 4, I'd be shitty. But
played
Well,
well.
a few
and
one day, and he just held a couple more putts than I did.
Yep.
That's all it really was.
you played well, and he played just as well.
Yeah,
if not a
just
little
as,
bit better.
Just as, and all it came down to was one single shot.
No, very good.
That's all.
So my most recent round was today. I played at
I did
Rosanna.
notice that. Yeah.
Yeah, I played at Rosanna out with my mum and a couple of the ladies there, and it was just a nice day to go out and have a hit with my mum.
It was a good day. It was warm, wasn't it?
It was nice and warm. Sun was out, so and then it hid behind a few clouds for a little bit and gave us a bit of relief. But the golf wasn't really much to write home about. I think I had 29 points. Still trying to figure out a few things with driver. We had a lesson last week and still trying to put a few of those things into play.
Yeah.
Putter was a bit crap. Greens weren't all that crash hot, but it was just
you
meh. I struck the ball really well with my irons. It's probably about the only thing. But everything
That was
else
the main focus the other week.
Yeah,
In terms of, it was more alignment, if anything, but
yeah.
Oh.
Bit of iron striking and some short game.
take some away from it and you're laughing.
Absolutely. So it was just another one of those buffer rounds that Mitch Cooper lifestyle rant and rave about. Nothing.
The nothing round.
The nothing round. But yeah, look, honestly, things are looking up. I keep saying it week on week, but if you're not making improvements, you're going backwards. So.
Well, yeah, I've noticed that your sort of mentality has been lifted a little bit.
Yeah,
you're starting to take a positive out of saying rather than saying golf sucks. I want to go home.
To be perfectly honest, though, today was probably the worst display of mental, I suppose toughness is the word I could use, that I've had all year.
No, okay.
I just kind of let everything get to me because playing with my mum and the ladies that we played with, it was a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Which is fine. There's no, but it was a good test of the patience.
Yeah.
Today was a good, and I think I might have even said it to myself maybe 5 or 6 holes in. I'm like, this is going to test the patience today.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult.
And it's fine. Like I chose to go and play with my mum and the ladies there, but it was a fun day out in the golf course.
It was a unique challenge.
A unique challenge
At a golf course, you don't see every week, and people you don't play with ever.
Although Noah might disagree that I don't see it every week. me and SGM have been coming to practice a fair bit.
Yeah, a couple times.
In fairness,
couple times. Yeah.
While we're on the topic, special shout out to SGM.
Yeah.
He tied the knot over the weekend. Got married.
Naughty boy.
Naughty boy.
No, we'll never see him again.
No, that's it. We were at the wedding.
He got off to single figures, and that's the best he got to. Bad luck. No, I'm kidding. I'm being
So special shout out to SGM and his beautiful wife Nicole. It was a lovely night, Saturday night, celebrating their marriage, and yeah, really, really fun night.
Beautiful. Can't complain at all.
Now, I spoke to you last week during our lesson and
You
said
did.
that I had a bit of a topic for you, and then I've just spoken to you off camera and said this is how I'm going to. I haven't even told you how I'm going to pose it.
No, you said I actually presented to you earlier. We're having dinner, and
Yeah.
I'm like. So I was thinking. He's like, no, you're not. I'm thinking, and you just went like that. You went, Ch-.
Yeah,
And I'm like, what? He goes,
that's
nothing.
it.
Just shut up, righto.
And I said
So-
to you
and
just
this
before we
makes me-
started recording, I'm going to pose it to you in a certain way that might catch you off guard, and I just want to see you.
This makes me so
react to it.
nervous. This makes me so fucking nervous because you do this a couple times every few weeks, and we sort of go through a routine of sorts of discussing maybe just a simple little topic, and then you throw this curveball. I'm thinking,
In complete fairness, I don't think this curveball will be completely unfamiliar, right?
all right, okay, yeah.
Flushed or flubbed?
What the fuck? Okay, I didn't. That's the last thing I thought. Yeah.
Flushed or flubbed?
wait.
This is how I'm bringing the topic to light. Flushed or flubbed?
I told you, fucking curveball.
Yeah.
Nah, flubbed with you fucking presented to me. I don't like this at all. I don't like it.
Flushed or flubbed? Driving ranges are dead. Let me explain before you give me an answer.
Wait, are you explaining what you think, or are you explaining?
No, I'm going to explain to you what I determined to be a driving range because golf clubs have driving ranges.
Okay.
A driving range that is a single business entity, right? Or a dual business entity might be, joining onto a restaurant or another activity of sorts. But driving ranges in the sense of you go, pay for balls, hit them into a paddock, go home. Driving ranges as businesses are dead. Flushed or flubbed?
To answer your question, flubbed.
Yep.
As a driving ranges as businesses flubbed.
Yep.
Because I think they're
They are
they're
super
doing
profitable.
very well.
They are.
However,
and I'm probably going to go on a different tangent when I explain myself in a minute.
Yeah. However, my take on it is I think driving ranges are being used for something very different now.
Yes.
Instead of rather than us going there to hit our 90 balls to work on a swing, hit certain particular shots, now you see groups of mates going for beers, pizza, and just to whack fucking rocks out into the field.
Yes.
I think that's what we're seeing more. So I think
flushed or flubbed,
I think
driving ranges as we know them are dead.
yeah, flushed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think the purpose that we see them,
Yeah.
we don't see figures like ourselves going there anymore. We are out on golf courses,
Yes.
or members at golf courses,
Yes.
and we're going to our home course rather than going to, for the likes of Plenty Views or Swing Factory, Morak,
Yep.
or what was Bulleen and what was Latrobe
Latrobe.
and stuff like that. We don't see the likes of us bringing in our carry bag looking like idiots with golf stuff on and going on and working on drills and swings and stuff. You see these guys with hire clubs and 6 mates standing around a screen with beers and, having a bit of fun.
Just pumping.
I think it's just the purpose of going there has now changed. It's
aiming to a different demographic.
correct. It's now being used by different people. I actually think I said this a few weeks
I was
ago.
literally about to say the same thing.
I think I
Go
said
for
this
it.
a few weeks ago where driving ranges are now how we see bowling alleys.
Something fun to go do.
You just go and hit balls. Go bowling.
Yeah.
Like no one's trying to make a career out of bowling that I know of anyway.
No.
And these guys are, some of my mates just go to driving ranges just for fucking something to do. It's a bit of entertainment.
Yeah.
They've got beers and people and these businesses, they're attaching, a cafe or a restaurant.
Yeah.
I think at Morak, Swing Factory have fucking nailed it. They've got a bar right there.
Yep.
They've got table service. It's fucking awesome.
And
I think that's just changed a little bit.
Absolutely. And I completely agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
And I was umming and ahhing about how to best pose this question to you because I wanted to do it as sort of like, in my opinion, this is what I
Definitely
think.
caught me off guard.
100% I did, right? And that's basically all it is. In my opinion, the way I used to view a driving range as a form of practice, I think is dead.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And for this reason.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
I went out to a driving range, I won't name them, out in the northern suburbs. It probably gives it away. All right.
Yeah.
Last Tuesday night, I went with 2 of my groomsmen,
Yep.
right, for the wedding later on in the year. And it was just a catch up. Haven't seen each other for a few weeks, especially just without the girls. Let's just go hit some balls,
go hit some
grab a
sweets.
couple of pizzas and have a beer or two and hit some balls, right?
Yeah.
And of course, you'd take your clubs and do whatever else. And I was like, okay.
I think you've explained your driving range intention just in that sentence.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what we went for.
Yeah.
But I still was observant enough to turn around and go, right, well, I might not get another chance to practice this week. So I'm going to at least try and hit some balls with some intent.
That's a golfer's nature, though.
Right.
In fairness.
So we went, I paid $27 for 120 golf balls, which is, I can't decide if it's, I can't decide if it's in line with the times or if it's expensive. Do you know what I mean? I can't figure that out yet. Like,
I remember
based on
paying,
what we were paying back
I remember
in the day.
paying $18 for 100.
Yeah. Or $16 for 90 at Latrobe. It's steep
it's an
compared to
upcharge.
those.
Yeah.
But that was also 10 years ago.
Percentage wise,
Yeah.
it's heaps more. But yeah.
And then the obvious thing is to go, right, well, what's the cost per ball? Which
Yeah,
I haven't even bothered working out, so don't ask. But
I wouldn't worry about that. But you'd also look at quality of ball. Like if you're paying $30 for 120 balls and you're hitting balls with no dimples on them.
this brings me to my next point.
Oh, right.
Right? Grab a bucket, head downstairs. The 2-level driving range, top level's got top tracer.
Yeah.
Full.
Yeah, entertainment. It's
Right? It's
entertainment.
entertainment.
It's yeah.
For a Tuesday night, it was busy.
Yeah, good.
But it's not as busy as I've seen this place in the past. Right?
On a
'Cause-
Tuesday specifically?
No,
or-
just in general.
Okay.
Because this place, you can wait hours for a bay.
We've waited upwards of 40 minutes before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
In fairness, it's on a fucking Friday
night or a
arvo,
Thursday night, whatever it
which
might
makes
be.
sense, but yeah.
So we head downstairs, start hitting balls.
Mm-hmm.
And straight away I start taking in what's around me because I had this question sort of in the back of my mind. And I'm like, I don't come here anymore. Why is that? Right?
Yeah.
So I started trying to figure out why I don't go anymore. And it was for the reason that you just mentioned. $27 for 120 golf balls. I reckon at least 40 of them didn't have dimples. Right? Yeah, legit.
Yeah, just dove out of the sky.
And I was like, okay, fair enough. Like a few River Pebbles. There were some nice fresh range balls in there that they
there
bought
always
maybe
is.
in the last 3-4 months, maybe.
Yeah.
But the ratio was still disgusting
Yeah, okay.
for what you're paying,
Yeah, okay.
right? Now, keep in mind, this place doesn't charge you extra for Top Tracer.
No.
A lot of places do, right? But yeah, you're getting river pebbles, a large majority of river pebbles in your bucket.
River pebbles meaning literally smooth balls.
Yeah, smooth golf, table tennis balls.
Yeah.
Right? Solid table tennis balls.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking to myself, right, this is what you get. And then I started having a look around at who else was there. And granted, there were your groups of mates who were just going and they just bring driver and try and whack it over the fence and try not to get kicked out for doing so. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But then there was still that little influx of golfers wanting to go practice and using that area, that space as their practice resource because that's all they can get to is an hour range session on a Tuesday night.
Probably an after hour thing where it is dark out or very limited time they can't get to their golf club if they're at a golf club.
Back in the day, Joel, when you and I were going quite religiously with Rim and Tommy from Motorsport Republica, we do it majority of the time during winter.
Yeah.
Because it was dark and it was cold.
We get there at 6 o'clock and it's been
pumping.
dark for an hour.
Exactly. And it was also busy. So we just, share 2 bays between 6 of us and just hit balls and chat shit and whatever it might be. Still practice. But that was how we spent our winters.
I think if in terms of you flushed or flubbed the curveball that you threw at me, I think if you rephrased it, driving ranges as we knew or know them are dead. I agree with you.
Yeah, like I did.
Agree.
Yeah, that's exactly
completely agree. But yeah, it's just like you said, it's targeting a different demographic. I recommend that if you are into golf, either as much as us or you're looking to, steer clear of a driving range. I think they can be harmful in certain ways, maybe ways that you're not aware of, but. Especially if you're looking to practice or looking to improve or wanting to join a golf club or something like that, the best thing you can do is go out on that golf course.
Yeah,
because it's the one place that your actual golf matters.
And
rather
considering
than hitting balls at fucking goalposts.
And considering that we'd spent a small chunk of last week's episode talking about simulator golf and home simulators in particular, got me thinking that right for $27 I can go and hit 120 balls, and that's it at the driving range. Get little to no feedback other than a ball flight, or I can spend $40 for an hour, right, at Latrobe, and if you want to stay in for there longer, it becomes cheaper per the minute, right? And if you got more people, it's cheaper again.
Yeah.
Right? I can spend $40 and go and get a simulator, have a simulator session and get all the feedback that I get
what you value
from the TrackMan.
It depends what you value.
Now, and even I reckon 5-6 years ago when I was pumping the driving range a lot when I was playing off a high handicap and wanting to get better quickly, I reckon I probably would have enjoyed the simulator golf more because just as Latrobe was transitioning from a driving range to a sim center when Latrobe Uni took back all the land, right? They just put Top Tracer in.
Yeah.
And it was like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
For an extra $3,
You're starting to see numbers.
I can get a Top Tracer.
Yeah.
How cool is this?
Yeah.
Get distance, just get a bit more dialed in with the feedback. Yeah. So now looking at it as a person who wants to practice to improve, not just, and there's a time and a place to go and smack balls with your mates.
Yeah.
But for what I'm trying to get out of a practice session, simulated golf for me seems far more.
I think it depends. I think it depends what the demographic is. Like it depends who's going to get what out of it.
But I think again, for the majority of the people, who are listening to this podcast, I reckon they might agree with me. Right, there is a time and a place for a driving range, and don't get me wrong, the nostalgia sings loud. Right,
my mates, my best mate to put it perfectly, or to put it in another way is. I know my mate. He's obsessed with golf now, and he's starting to really get into it. He's a member at Yarrambat actually.
Yep.
And I said to him he needs to get a handicap by the end of the year.
Yep.
I said whether it's
plenty
fucking
of time.
15 or 900, I don't care what it is. Just get a handicap, just because it just builds that motivation more. You see improvement by a number going down. Blah blah blah. I reckon he could think of nothing worse than hitting into a simulator.
Okay.
Because he wants to see the ball up in the air.
Yeah, that's fair.
See, so I feel like. It just depends who you are. See, we understand those numbers. We can see what they mean and how they can improve a golf. And we know what they mean. So I can't think of anything worse than going to a driving range. I hate it. I hate it. Like to practice anyway. I'll go and hit 20 balls on the range to get everything moving and the blood pumping a little bit. And then I'll go out on course, and that's when I'll hit my 10 to 15 7 irons into 3 or 4 different holes.
Yeah.
And randomize and shot shape and whatever I need to do because that's my practice. Whereas
Yep.
for my mate, he's still figuring out how to hit the center of the club, how to control a ball flight, what things mean and what things do. If he looked at numbers, his head would fall off. I've tried to explain those numbers and how they respond and how the golf club actually causes those numbers to come up. And he understands it ish,
Yep.
but doesn't know what they might mean in terms of a bad shot to a good shot.
Absolutely.
Doesn't know his ass to his elbow with those sort of numbers, right? So, and which I don't expect him to, but that's just the levels.
Yeah.
Whereas for yourself, if you're hitting them absolute horrors and you need to see a ball flight, then go to your range, hit 60 balls, not 120.
Yeah.
But then once you start dialing in, righto, now I can focus on these numbers. That's when the simulator matters. And then you go, righto, now out on course, how can I score with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So for myself, like a simulator is only if I have to.
Yeah.
Only if I'm like, I've got nowhere else to go. It's pissing rain and thunderstorms and
Whatever.
I can't go out on course or something like that. Or,
Yep.
that's when a simulator will be more handy for me. You'll never see me plenty, like not at a normal driving range that you'll see this demographic of people at more. Like you will never see me there.
No.
Ever. Unless everything explodes.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm going to a golf course.
That's when you lift the emergency glass, smack the emergency button, and go,
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah,
lights and sirens, let's get a move on.
correct.
Like we need to practice type
correct.
thing. I completely agree with you, right? There are going to be people who disagree with it's
just levels.
With its levels, right?
There's people listening that love going to the driving range, and I back it. If that's a comfort thing where you just keep the swing going and you love seeing that ball flight, and then you go to the golf course, that's when, like, I hear people all the time, I went to the range during the week and I'm not hitting it the same. It's like, well, you don't know how to interact and transition it over to the golf course. That's why practicing on the golf course is the best practice. Going out and figuring out how to score is better than trying to hit the flush 7-iron the same shot every time.
Yep.
Because you don't hit the same shot every time.
No.
I can't, I reckon there's been twice out of the last 15 rounds I've had where I've hit a stock golf shot where it's just like, I've got 146, dead flat, no wind, perfect lie, perfect stance. I'm just going to hit a stock 8-iron. That's like, you don't hit that. You
You're
never
always
have a
making
flat
it-
lie, flat shot, flat number, flat everything.
You're
never
always
do it.
making adjustments.
You're always having to cater for something.
Yeah.
So the best thing you can do is go out on that golf course and hit different shots. See how they interact, what works, what doesn't. It's like I said, it's the difference in, whereas my best mate, you wouldn't see him doing that because he doesn't know what that means yet.
No.
So going to the driving range is healthy.
It's like you said, there's levels to it. And
Correct.
it's one of those levels of progression that we've spoken about in the past where it happens to everyone. It happened to me. I was a range fiend and I'd be there 2-3 times a week practicing and then go play on my Saturdays.
Yeah.
Right. And then, like you said, I couldn't transfer that over to the golf course, being like, I smash driver right at the area that I'm aiming at every fucking time. Right? How come I can't do it on the golf course? Well, that's because I don't have 300 meters either side of me to do that. I've got a fairway to hit. Now hit it on demand.
On the
right?
golf course, there's consequences.
Absolutely.
On the range, you've got another 50 balls right there that you
Correct.
can show. You can hit a spray cut. Oh, well, I'll just hit this next one. Bang. Oh, I found it. No, you haven't.
No, you haven't. You fix that last one and that's it.
Yeah, you've just made an improvement. Now,
Correct.
if you're standing on 11 and you pull one way, you stand on 1 and you hit this push cut into the shit, you don't have another ball to reload to fix that. You gotta go hit that now. Bad luck. Now you've got to wait till 3 to improve it.
Yeah,
And
correct.
if you don't, well, bad luck. You got to wait for the next hole.
Yeah.
There's consequences out on the golf course.
Absolutely.
That's why people go, I flushed it on the range and then I went out and had 23 points. It's
And it probably wasn't for me until about COVID when that penny dropped.
Yeah.
And I was like, golf course practice is so much better.
Yeah, well,
And you know what
you
it
learn
was?
how to score.
It was summer days, right? And summer nights after work, teeing off at 6 and getting 15 holes in by dark.
Yeah.
Right? That's what really won me over, where I was like, this is so much better than going and spending money on golf balls that I'm not going to get back.
No, here's a feeling that might relate very well to a lot of listeners and yourself.
Yep.
When you practice, say the night before on your home golf course, say you go down, so you play 1 to 4 or something like that, and you step up onto and you have a 90 into the first, for example, and then you hit that shot to the center of the green, you hit a nice shot to 15 foot. That's just an example, hypothetical. Then the next day
In your comp round.
in your comp round, you tee off at 8:30. You scope the flag and you scope the flag in the middle of the green. You have 92. You're like, I just hit this shot. I know how
Yesterday.
that feels. And you go execute, hit the same shot. There's your practice.
Yeah.
Whereas on the driving range, you hitting wedge shots out there going, I'm not, fuck knows how far this is going.
It's not even one day to the next. You can do it in the middle of a round.
Correct.
You can get the same yardage on 2 separate holes.
Correct.
Throughout different
Correct.
parts of the round.
That's what practice is. You're going there and you're executing something that you've done before.
Yeah.
Whereas on the range, there's not a single thing on the range other than making contact, period, that you do the same as the golf course.
Correct.
There's not a single thing.
No.
You don't play out the hole. You don't putt. You don't shot shape. You don't play a golf hole. You don't do anything.
Unless you are super, super, super dialed. Like Adam McLean used to say this a lot. He's now at Yarra Bend. He used to be at Heidelberg for a little bit in the pro shop. He would hit balls in the car park of his apartment complex into a net.
Yeah.
Like he had a mat and I think he might have had a flight scope or something.
Yeah.
And he would play the golf course in his mind.
Yeah, when you get to the stage where you can visualize and understand, even if the ball flies 10 feet in front of you, you know what shot that is.
Yeah, correct.
I'm able to do that as well.
I reckon I could get
I'm able to
close.
hit into a screen and you go, that felt right.
Yeah.
Or, that did exactly what I do, if a little pull cut or something like that. You'll get good enough where you understand what that feels like and know what that is, and then you can start visualizing shit.
And then,
but you still don't see the benefits of the ball flight.
100%. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
And there are times when I've been in simulators and thought, especially with longer clubs like driver, I don't trust, as much as I might sound stupid, I don't trust anything other than a true ball flight when I'm hitting driver, right? Because there are times where I'm just like, that was nutted straight down the guts with maybe a tight, like a little fade, 8 meters at most, not a little, but 8 meters at most, right? And it's 45 right, right? And I'm just going, that's not how that felt.
Yeah.
That's not how that felt. I don't know what it is, but yeah, with driver in particular, I like to go out onto it. If I had to go on a driving range and hit balls just to see a ball fly.
Yeah.
Because you can pick a spot to aim at.
Correct.
Right. I did it last week before.
Because you're not trying to hit a number with anything anything more than maybe a 2 iron.
No.
With anything from 5 iron down, you try and hit within a 5 meter, 30 foot sort of circle. I'd back that. But with driver, tell me how far do you hit driver?
Yeah, correct.
No, if you say a number, you don't know how far you hit driver.
Yeah,
no one knows how far they hit driver. You can guess within 20 meters.
Yeah.
I hit my driver anywhere from 255 to 280.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. If I pump one, it might go further. If I hit a fucking spinny one into the wind, it goes 240.
And
I don't know.
One of the ladies today when I was playing with mum asked me, she goes, how far are you hitting driver? And I said, today?
Roughly.
Today or on a good day? And she goes, no, when you're hitting it good. And I'm like, all right, well, if everything goes well and I'm finding the middle more often than not, it might creep out to this number.
Yeah. It might get there.
It might get there. It might carry this far, but I can't say for sure.
Yeah, you don't.
I know, like, I'll get to certain areas on golf courses and go, I can carry that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know how far that is.
No.
I can scope it.
No.
Right? And go, it's 186 or whatever it might be. I can definitely carry that with 3 different clubs, right?
It's like the bunker on 2 at Rosanna, for example.
It's literally what happened today.
From the back pegs. Like you scope it and it says, I think it's like 239 or something, or 238 or something like that. And if I carry that bunker, no, I don't carry driver 240 now.
No.
I could have carried that by 30. I could have just carried it by a foot. I don't fucking know.
Like, I suppose the better way to phrase it is that I'm confident enough to hit it at least 240 meters.
Correct. Yeah. Wherever past that it goes, I don't know.
Same thing happened today on 2. I played it off the whites. So I scoped the top of the bunker. It was 186 meters.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, I might have scoped the wrong thing. Might have scoped the middle of the bunker, in fairness. But I'm like, it's easy. 3 wood. I'll clear it with ages for 3 wood.
Yeah.
I don't know that I hit my 3 wood 230, 240, whatever it might be. Yeah. But I know that I can hit it further than 186.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
so,
correct. Correct. You scope the back of the bunker, it's 190. You scope the shit, it's 260. 3 wood.
We talk about...
It's not going that short, it's not going that far.
We talk about cover number all the time.
Yeah.
And...
Cover number when you can control it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all that is. But.
So, yeah. I don't know what it is about driving ranges, man. I just think that for what I need... they're no longer the go.
It's just different intentions.
I'm fortunate enough, and as many listeners might be as well, to have a membership at a golf club that has. We've got 2 driving ranges. We've got a short one and a long one. So the other week when I was having issues with driver before I came and saw you, I went and played holes and then grabbed a bucket of balls and went up to the top range and just hit 15 drivers just to try and figure something out myself. And at that point, up that top range, especially because it's a fairway wide, essentially. You can understand the consequences pretty accurately. It's not a paddock There's not 340 either side of you to miss into, right? It's a tight, narrow fairway.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So you can go right, aim at the power tower on the right-hand side, hit a fade off that.
Yeah.
So that's how driving range is going to work for me now.
Yeah, right.
The old Christian is very upset that they don't fucking exist anymore because Pauline was the best.
Yeah,
Pauline was. I was talking to SGM about this the other week. Pauline was sick, right? Latrobe was sick.
Yeah.
They were great. There was a culture about driving ranges back in the day before COVID, especially.
Yeah, there was one stage.
But now,
yeah, I think
that culture, that driving range culture, is carried over into golf club culture. Now,
not even carried over. We're forced to go. We're forced to golf club members were forced to go to driving ranges because we didn't have our golf club. Our golf club was fucking closed.
And even still, like
Dan Andrews, if you're listening,
bruv,
sorry,
get lost.
Yeah. If you're listening, send me. I want to play golf with you. I promise I won't stab you. I promise. Jesus. I fucking promise I won't stab you.
I'll play golf with you.
I'll stab you 10 times.
I'll play golf with him if you can get on the golf course.
There's no golf course that anyone will let him on, dude.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. I'm letting out my hate.
That's fine.
I'm calm now. I'm good.
You calm?
Sorry. I saw the light then.
Did you have a topic? You were saying you had a topic earlier. Have you forgotten what it is completely?
No. Because I was wanting to translate that into a second cut question.
Okay.
Which is sort of what I did.
Okay.
So I looped it into second cut.
Okay. And you've already asked me the second cut question, I'm assuming. No? Go. Second cut question.
Oh, we're doing second cut question.
May as well.
Shit, we've jumped the gun earlier.
Or do you want to... Is there any...
spark... Not really. This might spark conversation. I think we've covered everything we need with the thing you presented.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is questions from the second cut. Go for it, Charlie.
Fucking bloke. We were speaking about TGL last week.
Here we were.
Right.
I was there.
And... Shut up. I was there, this fucking bloke.
It's not often you tell me to shut up.
I know you were there. You were there. I need to tell you more, I think. Right? Anyway, that's good. I like that. I might use that. Oh, you lost my train of thought. This is what happens when you have fucking ADHD is because dickheads like this. What was I talking about?
Did you say ADHD?
A.
Can't even spell ADHD. Oh shit! Anyway, you were talking about TGL last week.
So TGL we were discussing last week and what it's done and blah blah fucking Mick blah. Right?
In those words, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. If you were to have the option to play in that SoFi Centre, what golf course would you transition onto that screen? What golf course would you like to play?
Oh. Onto that screen in particular.
Onto like you go into the SoFi Centre and they say, "What golf course are you playing?" Which one are you playing?
This is a tough question.
I know because this is like I feel like this is very very different to a golf course. If someone said, "I'm going to drop you anywhere on the planet on a golf course you get to play," because I'm going straight to Augusta. Yeah. But what golf course would you like to play on that setup? Where inside 40, you get to go to that rotating green and the jacks and shit.
Have you ever seen Wolf Creek?
Oh, I love where your fucking head's at.
Because like
that's in like Arizona or something, in it,
right?
Or something.
It's almost like it's a fantasy course. Yeah, it's like freaking weird. You're hitting off the top of mountains and shit. It's odd. You can play it on 2K. I haven't done it in a long time, right? But I feel like there is enough software out there where you can play Bethpage Black. You can play Pebble Beach. You can play St Andrews Old Course. You can play Augusta National in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. In ways that you shouldn't.
Sorry?
In ways that you shouldn't.
In ways that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Golf courses that are, called Firethorn National. Remember that from from the old 2K days?
Or the 17 asterisk national.
Yeah, correct. Or April's Major.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, exactly.
There are ways that you can play these golf courses on existing TrackMan in other softwares and stuff available.
Yeah.
And I've done it.
Yeah.
Wolf Creek, I've only played on the PlayStation, and I think... Yeah, sick, how cool would it be?
Because Wolf Creek's actually an extremely iconic golf course in terms of the Tiger Woods PGA games.
Correct.
Like you see him all over that, and you saw him in the couple of Rory McIlroy games.
That's the only exposure I've had to it. And honestly, that was the first one that came to mind.
Me and Raptor actually earlier we were discussing like a second cut question. He brought up TGL and simulators and what golf course and stuff like that. So I just pieced together a question regarding that. I would never have thought that.
But in saying that as well, don't you think it'd be cool to play your own golf course on a sim like that?
Oh, yeah, I've never thought about it.
Don't you think it'd be cool to just load up Rosanna on a TrackMan or at SoFi Center and just go, I'm in a different country because I'm at the SoFi, but I'm playing Rosanna?
I don't know.
Because like you hear about it all the time.
I don't know.
All these golf simulating software have 30,000 golf courses, but not the ones we want to play.
So you know what kind
They
of
don't have Royal Bandura.
You know what made me you know what made me think about the golf course I'd love to play based on this question?
Yeah.
Was the one you were playing just earlier, Paynes Valley.
Paynes Valley.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'd love to get the opportunity to play it.
Oh.
Ever. But that's the golf course I'd put on the sim.
Mate. If there's anyone out there who'd like to sponsor a trip for us to go to the States and play a few golf courses.
Tiger, if you're listening, we want to come and play your golf course.
Yeah, please.
Please. Please and thanks.
Just, yeah. And some Sunday red gear would be nice.
Yeah,
too.
that'd be sick.
That isn't sold out. That'd be nice. Yeah.
You know. So Wolf Creek is your
Wolf
answer.
Creek,
I like it.
something
I like it.
cool, something different.
Something fucked. Like
Or do you remember back in the day we used to play in COVID? We used to play 2K21 and stuff, and we played pocket aces.
oh. So for those that do, if you do play PlayStation or anything like that, the new 2K25 game just came out. Looks awesome, right? There was
very
2K23 and 2K21,
Of course.
and we used to play a lot during COVID.
During COVID and
when
lockdowns
when
and
we
stuff.
had nothing to do, when we actually couldn't do anything but do this, right? And this was the only exposure to golf we had,
Yeah,
unless
correct.
we went out into literally the front lawn. That was all we had, right?
Absolutely.
And there was this one particular golf course. It was called Pocket Aces, and it was up through.
It was a created golf course. It was a fantasy created golf course.
Exactly.
Someone had gone to the effort to make a golf course on the game.
It was generated on a computer by someone, and it is so unrealistic in terms of you couldn't have this sort of thing in real life.
No.
Or even if you could, it's not playable. Like
You're playing 700-meter par fives, but all you got to do is hit like a lob wedge, and then it just goes down a roller coaster of like water slide thing.
Goes through mountains over rocks. It goes through like this group
Once
of
you hit
kangaroos.
it, that's it.
Like,
And the whole idea is it's called pocket aces because you just expect to have holes in one.
you can have a hole in one on
hole.
every hole, exactly.
Right?
And there's these par threes. There's 390-meter par threes.
Yeah.
That same thing. You
And
hit
you hit
into
with-
a tunnel or something, and it.
There was one I reckon you teed off with a putter. Like you're on the green.
Yeah, you hit
and
over a
just
bridge.
You hit like a 40-meter putt on
Yeah,
the game
yeah.
and it just goes.
It goes all the way. Yeah,
just
so
400 meters.
like something like that. But
So just ridiculous
But Wolf Creek's
creative.
real.
Wolf Creek exists.
It's
It is
real.
an actual golf
It is
course.
real.
It is out there in the world.
Yeah.
And I reckon that'd be.
I like it. Good choice.
Yeah.
I like it. Very
So
good
you
choice.
would go
What do I say? Paynes Valley.
Paynes Valley.
Yeah, I'd go Paynes Valley.
or Rosanna.
Yeah.
All right. Now, my question for you. What's one thing you'd like to see introduced or added to club golf as you know it? Something that we don't have or that your golf courses might not have that might be in other golf courses, might be completely brand new. But what's something you'd like to see added to club golf and be made almost the norm?
No, I don't know. It's a very broad question.
It's so broad.
It's a very broad question because there's a lot of things that I'd take away. There's a lot of things that I'd add. Oh, not a lot of things I'd take away. There's a couple things I'd take, a couple things I'd add. Like,
Well, what are those things that you'd add?
it's probably a bit much to ask, but I've always been, especially in the position both myself and my co-workers are in, we hear more negative than we do positive. But for anything, I feel. Especially if they're coming to talk to us about a topic. It's more or less something they don't like.
Correct.
Rather than telling us how good something is. People usually keep that under wraps.
Yep.
So we hear a lot of, to put it quietly, like we hear a lot of pissing and moaning
Yeah.
from people, right? And there's obviously people going to speak out about something they're not happy with, right? And 9 times out of 10, it is something about the golf course.
Yep.
They're not happy with. I went into a bunker and I couldn't get out, therefore the bunker's shit. Or I 3-putted, this green's shit. Or something like that.
Yep.
We hear that a lot and we hear that at every golf course, right? I would love to see, I don't know if it could be introduced or I could have a say in it or the club has a say in it, but more of those particular people volunteering on a day a week, right? Designated day a week.
To fix the issues they're complaining about.
To go and fix it if they think it's an issue.
I rate it.
Or, like, for example, I think one of the biggest issues that we all hear about from members on every single golf course that we go to, every golf course that I go to, I see people saying something about bunkers. People can't wrap their head around that bunkers aren't supposed to be perfect. Like if you watch the PGA Tour or if you watch golf on TV, professional golf on TV, you're never going to see it because they don't show it. Golf balls plug all the time, but golf balls sit down in the bunker. Golf balls roll into a funky fucking spot on PGA Tour level golf courses, and these guys struggle to get out of them sometimes.
Absolutely.
So what makes you think that Ian, playing off 23, is going to be able to hit a fucking nice high little nipper short side out of a bunker and stop it on a green? It's not going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
So don't blame the bunker.
Yeah.
You're not good enough to get out. You're not good enough to stop it on the green.
People
so
forget-
don't complain.
People forget that they only show the highlights on the golf
They,
coverage.
they absolutely do. So
Because you might only see 7 blokes at the top of the leaderboard hit balls,
Yeah.
but then there's another 95 below them that have all had 16 over par and they're not going to make the cut.
correct. And the amount of times you'll see golf balls plug in these these levels of bunkers is absurd.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not absurd. It's sand.
Yeah, of course.
Golf balls don't bounce off sand. It goes in sand. When you hit a 40-meter pitch shot into the face of a bunker, the fucking thing is not going to bounce. It is going to go and you are going to be plugged.
I love
Simple as that.
Oh, mate's hit a pitch shot in the first. It's heading straight for the bunker. Bounce out.
And you think it's going to fucking roll into a nice fluffy bit of sand? You shouldn't have hit it in the bunker from 40 meters out. Sucked in. I hope it's underground now. Sucked in, right? And if I hit a shot if I hit a wedge shot from 80 meters out and I push it and it's going into a bunker, I expect it to plug.
Yeah.
Because it's coming in very, very, the angle of descent is very steep. It's coming in with not a lot of ball speed and it's landing in sand, not concrete. Sand. Sand doesn't bounce.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry. Anyway, I would love to see those members that, I'm not going to say piss and a moaning, but complain a lot, to go out and how about level out some bunkers?
I'd love
Don't
to
rake
see-
up towards the face. Rake into the middle of the bunker. Smooth what you think is you are so unhappy about. And then I'd love to see the turn of them realizing, fuck, this is actually difficult, and then give some groundsmen some fucking respect of how hard they work to maintain these fucking bunkers sometimes. And the biggest problem about bunkers is the members. And I'm not saying, I shouldn't actually say that. The members aren't the problem. I think it's the attitude towards it.
Yes.
That bunkers or of the sorts are supposed to be perfect all the time, getting this great lie. No, you don't.
No.
You don't. So
We've all been there.
that's one thing I would change. Some volunteer work to go out and assist these groundsmen that work so hard on these golf courses, to go out and assist them on a problem that you notice.
Yes.
Even if it's this big.
Yep.
Go out and do your little bit.
We all have our complaints.
Anyway.
We all have our complaints about golf courses, bunkers, tee boxes, whatever it might be.
Luke
Right.
said it perfectly. Our expectations go up with the quality.
Yes.
And when golf courses get better, we pick finer details to piss and moan about.
And that's why you don't hear the positive feedback,
Correct.
because the positive feedback is expected.
Exactly fucking right. Exactly.
Right.
The positive feedback is already here.
Yeah, correct.
It's already there. It's
Correct.
obvious.
Yeah. So when
You're right.
when someone
absolutely
walks
right.
off the golf course saying, "Jesus Christ, the golf course is in awesome nick today.
They don't tell
How
us.
good are these fairways? How good are these bunkers?" They're not running into the pro shop going, "Oi, Joel, have a listen to this.
Did you have a look at 17? That fairway's sick.
Who
No, we
got
don't.
the hole on 14? Awesome job."
Awesome pin position.
Right?
No, you don't hear it. You don't hear it.
What you're going to get is the bloke popping his head into the friggin' pro shop going, "Oi, you let the apprentice cut the holes again this week?"
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? That's my biggest
Well,
thing.
but it's what you expect though. People expect not perfection, but expect things
It's-
to be
Do you know-
perfect all the time because they're paying for it. I understand that. Being a member of a golf club, I step up onto something, and if something's wrong, that's the first thing I notice.
Yeah. What am I
Like,
paying for this shit?
I appreciate all the positives out of it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't stick with me because now it becomes normal. That's exactly how Luke put it last week or the week before, and
Yeah.
exactly how we've been discussing. But the second a negative pops up, that's what sticks. If there's one wet patch on the entire golf course because a sprinkler leaked overnight, we're going to be like, "Oh, what's that doing there? Why the fuck do we have a wet patch here? The rest of it's perfect and bone dry, but there's a fucking soggy wet patch. This joint's going to get muddy." Like, you know what I mean? It's like, anyway. So,
And like I said, everyone's got their complaints, everyone's got their issues with golf courses, and a lot of them tend to be based off their own abilities
Correct.
or lack thereof.
100%.
Right? So when we turn around and go, "Fuck, there's no sand in these bunkers." No. You just don't know how to play it out of the lie that you're in.
correct.
right?
Correct.
And we all do it. I'm not going to sit here and just hold my hands up and say I'm a friggin' saint. I don't complain once. I complain all the fucking live long day because anything is better than blaming myself for my own inabilities to play the sport.
Yeah.
Right? I'd rather blame you. I'd rather blame the golf
You do
course.
a lot.
I blame everyone. I can hold my hand to my eyes, go like this, and try and point at someone and go, that's the reason why I suck.
Yeah.
Right? It's not me. The finger never points at me. Right? So I can understand and I can sympathize when people come in and go, yeah, no dramas. Right? And what I would say
so
to you
well
is,
put.
what I would say to you is, the simple thing to respond to these people who come in and complain about the golf course is, you don't ask them what their problem is. You ask them, what'd you shoot today?
No, not even that.
No. Hang on, hear me out.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Because if old mate Ian, playing off 23, comes in and goes, oi, I tell you what, these fucking bunkers, man, something's got to be done about them.
Yeah.
You go, hey, Ian, what'd you have today? And he goes, fucking 24 points. Ah. And is that because you can't play out of bunkers?
Yeah.
Or is that because the bunkers are shit?
Yeah.
How many bunkers did you go in today? A lot. And and is that why you had 24 points?
Yeah.
Or is it because the golf course decided to kick your ball out of the hole?
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
Right?
Correct.
I get it.
Yeah.
100%. I can sympathize with both.
Yeah.
Right? I complain to the hills, like to the cows come home all the fucking time about my golf game. But I can also turn around and go, nah, hang on, listen. Right? How much of the balance of powers is in your favor versus others?
Yeah.
Right? How much of it is you suck versus the golf course is shit?
Yeah. Well, it's like
You've sat in that chair week after week and told us about like conditions you've had to play in, where you've had to hit out of bunkers that are swimming pools.
Yeah.
Right? That is, the golf course is shit. That is where that goes, right?
Yeah.
But you've also sat here and gone, well, no, I couldn't do anything today. That's why I produced a poor score.
Yeah.
And I got a couple of unlucky lies. I said it last week. I got 3 or 4 unlucky lies. It cost me a couple of shots.
Yeah, well.
But also, I don't know how to play out of those lies.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I'm not trained enough or I'm not experienced enough
Yeah. So
to be perfect out of those lies every time.
You'll notice the more you improve and the more expectation you have on yourself, the more you blame yourself for an error.
Yeah.
So all the time, like I said, if I was a bit of a head case and didn't think to blame myself, yesterday I would have blamed the fucking, I don't know, the greens for not breaking enough or something.
Yeah.
Right? The golf course was fantastic yesterday. My opponent holed a couple more putts than I did, or I didn't hold enough putts. It was me.
Yeah, it's you.
Fuck. Like,
At the end of the day,
what do you do?
the rakes in the bunkers don't hit your golf ball, mate.
Absolutely not.
The bunker does not hit your golf ball.
Even the bunkers yesterday, like they were very, very, very tight. They were very firm. And like I even said to my old man at one stage, I'm like, there'd be a lot of issues with club members having issues with these. I could already tell that
You could
people
just see it.
are like you just hear the thud onto that fucking down into that sand.
Yeah.
Where you hear some very firm ground, and you just see the ball shoot out. Like I don't want to put Sid in the dirt. He beat me yesterday, but he had one shot where he tried to hit he didn't try and get cute, but he tried to hit a very open face and bit of a splashy shot, and the bounce of the club hit the base and the ball just went fucking sailing over the green. Like, he's a tour player.
Yeah.
And
It
he's
happens.
just knifed it out of a bunker.
It happens.
It's not the bunker.
No.
He hasn't executed a good enough shot.
No, because
And, like,
he can probably execute that shot.
He absolutely can.
And he just got it wrong.
he just didn't hit it properly.
Yeah.
And like I even had a shot yesterday where I left it in the fucking bunker.
Yeah.
And then I hit the next one to a foot.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't execute the first one properly. It's not the bunker.
No.
You know what I mean? And I've always said, yes, you can get poor lies. You can.
Oh, absolutely.
But you're not supposed to get good ones.
No.
So if you walk in there, fuck, another shit lie. Don't hit it in there. Raptor says it. Don't hit it in there.
Yeah.
What do you go out and practice for?
And that's the thing, like,
You know what I mean?
I had 3 or 4 in a round a couple of weeks ago. And that's exactly, you go, oh, fuck, another shit lie. How crap's this, right? That's just emotion at the time.
Yeah.
But then you turn around and go, well, you're just kind of unlucky too. Because if the wind blows a smidge stronger, it ends up over there and you're fine.
If you hit it a meter further.
Or if you hit it like you intended to the first place, you're not even close to where you are.
I think being unlucky is when you execute the exact golf shot you were trying to, and then it ends up kicking. It has a very awkward bounce, and then sits down in a rut. That's when you're like, "Fuck, I'm unlucky here." It was always.
But what's the first thing you think? You hit a shot and you know in the ball flight that it's not going where you want it to, what's
Yeah.
the first thing you think? Get lucky. Right? So there is, I understand. Your definition of lucky and being unlucky is different to how I might see it. There's always luck in everything,
Yeah.
if you ask me. As soon as you make contact with the ball, it's up to the gods.
I
And how
feel,
you
I,
produce
feel
the
like,
swing.
I feel like the less control you have of your golf game, the luckier you feel you need to be.
Correct.
So I don't feel like I need to be lucky. If I don't execute the shot I'm going to,
Yeah.
I like you. We play a lot where I say a lot, shouldn't have hit it there. Like if I make a bogey from a short side green tight lie into the grain and I don't execute a good chip shot because I've got a very tough shot and I make bogey, I don't go.
Don't hit it there.
I don't go fucking into the grain lie, fucking shit bounce off that second shot. I'm like, shouldn't have hit it there, dickhead. It's short side. What are you doing hitting there? I'm attacking myself, going, you caused that bogey,
Yeah.
not anything else. So I think that's maybe
need
a
to be-
mindset shift or something. But ultimately, to answer your question, we went on and then
Yeah, we did, and
That
that's good.
I liked that one. To backtrack to the question and to answer yours, I would love to see members who do have problems with a very, very tiny percentage of what they experience out on the golf course volunteer to go help out.
Yeah.
No matter what the golf course is, even at
I rate it.
fucking PK.
Yep.
If someone has an issue with a particular part of the golf course, go, I love this place too much. I want to go out and attempt to
Rake a bunker.
fix what I disagree with.
Yep.
Or something.
Yeah.
Or at
I'd
least
like to
show
see it.
some.
I'd like to see it be like a tribunal system almost, where it's just like, oh, what complaints have you got today? Right, you got 3 complaints about X, Y, Z. Good, 6 days of volunteering.
Yeah.
That's your punishment.
Yeah.
That's your punishment. This is what you think of our golf course, despite how much you love it. Right? You know, supposedly how much you love it. Off you go. 6 days in fluoros. Go help the boys out on a Thursday.
We had, in fairness, we had some board members. I reckon it was about 18 months to 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And we had every major day, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. I think it was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, something like that. And there was a board member that alternated and they went out onto the 9th green and did a quick 2-minute bunker education on every group that came through. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, right.
And for 3 or 4 weeks, we didn't hear much.
No.
Because people understood how to do it, how to do it properly. And then, of course, that went out the fucking window because complacency and people just get lazy, blah, blah, blah. But it was fantastic. We're seeing these board members going, guys, I just need 2 minutes of your time. And particularly, and you notice these members that do complain a lot,
Shut up.
they not even shut up, but they sort of go, like little light bulb going, I've been raking clumps of sand up at the face and then wonder why there's bare lies or something like that.
Yeah.
Or shots that they can't really play. So anyway, I'd like
How
to see
good.
that sort of thing. But
How good.
anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a great spot to leave it. Thank you very much for listening, ladies and gents. Be sure to head down into the description, hit the subscribe button on YouTube if you're there. If you're on Spotify, hit the follow button. Let us know if you want to get in on the golf day. There's still a few spots remaining, as I said. By the time this comes out, they might not be there. So hopefully there are still some if you're listening. Otherwise, we apologize. We will obviously catch you at the next one.
Yeah.
Right? Massive shout out to the sponsors for all helping us out on the day.
All 6 of them.
And yeah.
For those that are watching, you can obviously see that in the background. If you do want one, please don't forget to message us.
Hit us up for head covers. We are looking to get more numbers so we can make it cheaper for everyone.
Is this merch? We got
To
merch.
an extent.
We got merch.
We got some merch. I'll cop it. I'll claim
I'm
it.
claiming it. Fuck it.
Nice. All right, ladies and gents, thank you very much for listening. We will see you all next week. Other than that, hit them very well. Cheers.